I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out. You know what I mean? Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, he get that.
You don't want to live with no regrets. I hate to see what's happening to Gervonta Davis right now. I hope he get it together. That rematch is out there. It'll just be sad if this derailed him.
I'm sure you saw the news that took place earlier today with Gervonta Davis being arrested.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you this. I heard whispers that Devin Haney has a Hall of Fame career right now. I heard the whispers. But guess what? We're not paying attention to this. We're on our way to the Mount Rushmore of boxing.
The boxing world is buzzing after Gervonta Davis's arrest, and many are wondering what this means for his rematch with Lamont Rematch. Bernard Hopkins shared his thoughts, saying he hopes Davis gets out soon. He encouraged Davis to take care of his family, work things out with his children's mother, stay hopeful, and keep his attention on boxing so he can stay on track and keep moving ahead.
I'm sure you saw the news about Gervonta Davis being arrested once again. Just give me your thoughts.
Unfortunately, man, I hope he come out. You know what I mean? Everybody else come out. I'm not with the domestic violence thing, man, but I hope that, he get that straightened out and he get back to focus on his family and his career. Family first and then career second. But I just wish both his ex-girl, his kid's mother, can get things together and look forward and be positive going forward.
Antonio Tarver, a well-known figure in boxing, expressed his concern over Gervonta Davis's recent problems. He said winning in the ring isn't everything. Davis now needs to mature off the canvas too. Tarver pointed out that many young athletes deal with the same challenges because they don't have the right support to handle fame and pressure. He sees Davis's situation as part of that bigger issue and said it's tough to see such a gifted fighter face these setbacks, especially with a major fight coming up.
Into it kind of, I wouldn't say it's a big shock to a lot of us, but there's this mindset, the fight with Lamont's not signed yet. Apparently he's going to fight Jake Paul. It's put in and out of boxing right now.
Hey, man, I don't know, but, get these guys the bag so they can get the hell on if they not committed and dedicated to the sport. All they want is a bag. Give them a bag so they can go, bro. I mean, let these fighters that really want the shit, let's parade them. Let's get behind them. Let's support them. Let's build them. I'm not saying I don't know what happened. But I just hope and pray that young man get it together. He's at the top of his career, prime of his career. I would want him to be remembered more by the things that he's doing in the ring rather than out. But, sometimes you got to win in life too before you can get in that ring and win. And sometimes life is harder than any opponent that we could face. And I just hope he get it together, bro. I feel like a lot of these young men don't have no mentors, bro. It ain't no more handlers in the game, bro. It ain't nobody taking care of the camp. These guys out here on their own frequency, bro. And I just think there's no more leaders in the game, bro. They're not going to where that real energy is that can really humble these guys a little bit. We only got a short period of time to be professional boxers. This shit is over quick, bro. And you don't ever want to live with no regrets. That'll hunt you, bro. That'll hunt you when you know you had the ability to be the best. You don't want to live with no regrets. I hate to see what's happening to Gervonta Davis right now. I hope he get it together. That rematch is out there.
Sports reporter Mike Kors stirred up conversation in the boxing world with a tweet saying, Gervonta Davis arrested yet again, slated for August 16th rematch with Lamont Rematch that's now in even more jeopardy. His post raised serious concerns about whether the highly anticipated August 16th fight will actually happen. With Davis facing legal trouble again, many are unsure if the match will be pushed back or cancelled. The timing has only added to the tension, as fans fear this could ruin one of the year's biggest events. In response, Lamont Rematch shared a short but powerful video from his gym saying, "We still here," making it clear he's staying focused and ready no matter what happens with Davis. Fans have praised Rematch for staying calm and determined.
Make my money off the stove, make my money off the streets, make my money off the cook, make my money off the bags, make my money off the gloves. Lock in with me, I'ma throw you what you said, pay me what you
When asked about Gervonta Davis's recent troubles, Bill Haney stayed silent. In a short interaction, he chose not to give any comments, suggesting that some in the boxing world are holding back until more details come out. His quiet response reflects a broader approach from insiders, waiting and watching instead of rushing to judge.
I'm sure you saw the news what took place earlier today with Gervonta Davis being arrested.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. I heard whispers that Devin Haney has a Hall of Fame career right now. I heard the whispers. But guess what? We're not paying attention to this. We're on our way to the Mount Rushmore boxing.
The boxing community is split over Gervonta Davis's latest legal trouble, with many fans wondering why these problems always pop up right before major fights. While some are suspicious, there's no solid proof anything is being done on purpose. Things got even more confusing when Kyle Makachev tweeted that the rematch was cancelled, saying, "Breaking news, Gervonta Davis vs. Lamont Roach 2 is cancelled." The tweet sparked a wave of online debate, even though nothing official has been announced. At the same time, Claressa Shields spoke out, saying Davis has real talent but also seems to be dealing with emotional pressure. She suggested therapy could be a smart step, not a sign of weakness but a way to stay mentally strong, just like training builds physical strength. Her honest and caring message was praised for encouraging Davis to focus on his mental health.
Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought main events here at T-Mobile against some of the best fighters. And it's just like, to see that he got evicted from his home and all this other stuff. Now he got kids and, you know, he's not signed with TMT. Mayweather, yeah. Promotions,
no, he's on his own,
anymore. Yeah. It's like when I hear him talk, he's like he want to be a nicer guy for his daughters, and he don't want to be
therapy. Yeah.
I think he would be better, and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight. You know, so I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank, because to me, he just needs to take some serious time to, like, you know, deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what it is, but I mean, me being a fighter, I have done plenty of camps where I was depressed and where I was going through anxiety. So it's not an easy thing to get over, especially when you don't have the support from certain people that you used to have.
Gervonta Davis has spoken before about the emotional pressure he feels when going up against top-level opponents. He admitted that facing the best in the ring brings serious mental stress, offering fans a rare glimpse into his more vulnerable side. His honesty reminded everyone that even elite athletes deal with doubt and pressure. It also showed that the mental side of boxing can be just as tough as the physical battle.
I feel pressure. It's not me fighting home, but the pressure I feel is from like what I want to do to, do to that person, type stuff. Or that's showing off my skills. That's showing that I ain't ready to be fucked. That's the pressure.
And why do you think this fight?
Boxing analyst Dan Rafael tweeted that the August 16th rematch with Roach was already uncertain, and recent events have made it even more unlikely. His remarks echo a growing feeling that Davis may not have been fully locked in on the fight from the start. Whether it's personal issues, mental stress, or shifting focus, interest in the bout had already started to dip before this latest situation. Fans are now comparing it to 2022, when Davis also ran into legal trouble right before his fight with Ryan Garcia. The timing has raised new questions, with some wondering if these repeated setbacks are just bad luck, or something more deliberate.
The shot of Tank. Listen, innocent until proven guilty. I don't know what transpired. I don't know any of the details. This is the information that is available to us as of this recording. So again, I'm saying unfortunate news because Tank Davis is scheduled to fight, and he's scheduled to fight in 11 days. And it's almost midnight my time, Pacific Standard Time. So that means really 10 days. Does this affect in any way? Will this affect Tank Davis and his fight? You know, I don't know. I don't know all the details, but we've seen stuff like this happen before in the past. And since it's so fresh, today being December 27th, I don't think it will impact or, postpone his fight or anything like that, because it'll be too quick to go to trial or anything like that. However, some would wonder, could this affect him mentally, right? You left Mayweather Promotions, you're your own boss, doing your own thing. So this is your first foray into that. You have a difficult Olympian in terms of Hector Luis Garcia that you're getting ready to fight, a little bit taller and bigger than you. And, now you have something in the background. This, I can't say it's news to Gervonta Davis in terms of him having little run-ins, because he had a run-in with some type of vehicular hit and run or whatever the situation is. So he's had court cases before. We'll see how it all plays.
Social media exploded with claims that Lamont Roach had harsh words for Gervonta Davis. According to World Boxing News, Roach accused Davis of backing out because he's afraid. He's scared to get embarrassed, Roach reportedly said, adding that he's ready to show Davis a lesson. He called Davis out, saying, "Step up or step aside." With the fight still up in the air, the tension is building quickly. In the past, Davis has talked about wanting to grow, not just as a boxer but as a father and a person. He's even mentioned the idea of retiring to focus on his personal life. While he hasn't said that recently, this challenge could mark a key moment for him.
What's good, YouTube? Crown Jewel from Crown Jewel Boxing, back with a gem. Checked out the press conference yesterday. Watched the Rise podcast. 2 days ago, watched the Rise podcast response to it yesterday. And I just have to say, I see a lot of people think that, Tank is bluffing with the retirement talk. Could be. I doubt it, though. And I'm going to tell you why I doubt it. When he talked about wanting to seek therapy and the person he has to be in order to be the fighter that he is, and wanting to be a softer person, for his daughters, and wanting to seek therapy and become a better person and be with his children and lead the limelight, it seemed like a lot of emotion and passion in that. He seemed like he really meant what he was saying. There's a lot that comes with not only boxing, because, all fighters deal with certain things with being a boxer, physically and mentally. But he has to deal with being a celebrity, an international star on top of that. And I can't even imagine that pressure. So, things get old, your whole life gets scrutinized. No matter what moves he makes, it's going to be accepted by some and, ridiculed by others. And some people grow tired of it. Living a public life ain't for everybody. He's been tremendously successful, whatever he decides to do. I wish him well. I think we need to, watch this Lamont Roach fight closely, because we've seen this in the past when Mike Tyson talked about his heart no longer being in it. Or, you heard Buddy McGirt recently come out and say, the fire left him, while he was in camp in the middle of a run. I mean, it happens. And, we don't know how it's going to affect him as a fighter. I would hope, he could find it in himself to be motivated and get prepared, and be the best version of himself. Because, as a Tank fan, I don't want to see him in a ring in any other capacity. If he can't bring himself to be the best version of himself, then I think he should walk away. But regardless of what he decides to do, for people like myself, I've had a great time, watching his career. I wish him the best in his personal life. He didn't say he's retiring immediately. He just said he's going to fight 3 times in 2025, and then it'll be over. Whoever those 3 fights he chooses to fight, we have to respect it. And I would just say, enjoy him while he's here, because, everybody in sports, whether it's boxing or otherwise, is only going to be active for a certain amount of time. And once it's over, it's over. So instead of, Monday morning quarterbacking, ridiculing, or criticizing, I think he's been a very special talent, and we need to enjoy him while he's here, because the end may be really near, according to what he's saying. That's all I have for y'all right now. Until next time, keep your hands up, your chin down, your ass off the floor.
Many believe this could be the moment for Gervonta Davis to take a step back, reflect, and make real changes in both his life and career. Even before his recent legal problems, there were signs he wasn't fully committed to the Roach rematch. Insiders pointed to delays in signing the contract and doubts about how focused he was during training. Now, with these new setbacks, the fight looks even less likely to happen. With no official update, fans and experts are left waiting to see what's next.
It's signed and ready to go for the rematch, correct?
We signed, sealed, and delivered. Y'all, Tank plays so many head games, it's not even funny. Because let me tell you something, bro. Lamont Roach has never been this big of a fighter before. Everyone knows Lamont Roach now. So he could be reaping the benefits of just enjoying his status of having that draw with Tank, while Tank is the one with the eye of the tiger. Tank is probably in the gym training his ass off and then sign the contract like, all right, we got to fight when? June. Oh, shit! Let's hurry up and dash your ass. Sugar Ray Leonard did that to Roberto Duran. Duran was told that he had a fight in a couple weeks, and he was like, dude, I'm 190 pounds in Panama, which is why Roberto Duran was out of shape in the No Mas fight and was like, no mas. So Tank could be over there working, sign the contract in 3 weeks, and all of a sudden Lamont Roach got to put a training camp together.
Reports say Gervonta Davis might be negotiating a new deal to fight Shakur Stevenson under the Turkey promotional brand. The buzz around that possible matchup could be one reason his attention moved away from the rematch with Lamont Roach. If talks with Stevenson are ongoing, it may help explain the delay, or cancellation, of the Roach fight. Davis's career has already had its ups and downs, and this new development has sparked fresh debate among fans. Some are upset about the shift, while others still believe he can bounce back. For now, nothing is confirmed, and everyone's waiting to see which path he takes.
Gervonta Tank Davis was arrested today for boxing, but it wasn't an opponent, it was his wife. He got arrested for battery and domestic violence charges involving the mother of his children. According to the reports, he was accused of slapping her in the face and then hitting her in the back of her head on Father's Day. Oh, nah, what a twist. Me personally, I don't know what was in Gervonta Davis' coffee that morning. I don't know what he got going on, but if I'm rich and I have money, I'm not hitting no woman. I'm not hitting a woman, period. But especially if I have money. Maybe I just picked a good girl, but my wife has never made me angry to the point where I wanted to punch her in the back of the head. Now, sometimes I wanted to pick her up and tombstone her. But you know, some of those times I let it go. But a lot of people are saying that Tank Davis is a great fighter, but just a terrible person. They're saying it's always the same thing with this guy, just a different day. But then again, we got to be two-sided in this world. I know it happened multiple times, but we don't know what his baby mama is doing to him. We don't know. Great thing for me, and it should be an amazing thing to you, is we shouldn't care what's going on in these celebrities' households. I just see him on a boxing ring, and I cheer just for the boxing aspect. Now, him being Muhammad Ali at home don't got nothing to do with me. But it do look kind of crazy in your name when you're a famous person. Davis, man, stop hitting that girl. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below in the comments.
Adding to the growing buzz online, a user named Benji posted, Gervonta Davis has found a way to successfully duck Lamont Roach. This is comical. His comment reflected the frustration many fans feel, as similar situations keep happening with no clear resolution. While opinions are still split, one thing is clear, people are still watching closely. It's also worth remembering a past case where someone who accused Davis later took back her claim and confirmed he did nothing wrong. That incident made many fans more cautious about rushing to judge. For now, the situation is still under review, and no final decision has been made.
Boxer Gervonta Davis was charged earlier this week with assault and battery against his girlfriend. Initially, she said he slapped her and threatened to kill her, and he was arrested. He denied everything, and now she's saying he didn't do anything, which is what he said. So what happens next? Generally speaking, a court date will be set. Davis will have to appear as a defendant, and his girlfriend would have to appear as the alleged victim. But a lot of times the alleged victim doesn't appear because they recant the accusation like she did. If she doesn't appear, the prosecutor can do several things. First, the prosecutor can just dismiss the case because the alleged victim isn't there. They can't proceed without her because her initial statements accusing Gervonta of hitting her are inadmissible. They're hearsay. And she's not there to be subject to cross-examination. So they can either dismiss the case or ask for a new court date and issue a warrant for her to appear. If she doesn't appear, either the first time or the next time or the next time, the case will be dismissed. Because she said he didn't do anything anyway, so it should be dismissed, right? What do y'all think?
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned, more updates are coming soon.